In this lesson, we're going to start a new project, project number 2. And we like to call this one the haunted house. And you can see on the Word document here that the focus is going to be basically to add a bunch of objects to this house that I've got set up for you. And you're going to control these objects by using the keyboard or input from the keyboard so that they seem like they're haunted or these objects are moving by themselves. Okay, so for specifics, we're going to be looking at how to add a light and then at least 4 other objects to the scene so that we can control those with scripts that we create, or with a script that we create that uses input from the keyboard to turn on and off the light and to control the movement of the other objects in the scene. We're also going to use in the script the escape key to quit the application. Okay, so that's our focus for this lesson today. So what we're going to do is go ahead and open up Unity. We're going to start a new project. I'm going to title this one Haunted House Tutorial. Make sure it's saved in the right place. We're good. It's 3D. Create a project. Okay. And so for this tutorial, you're going to need to use a package that's been set up for you that actually has a structure of a house, and it has all the different objects that you'll be able to put into the house and use and so forth. So what we're going to do to get this, to get what you need to go to our Google Classroom Programming for Game Design 1 website, and where it says in the assignments Haunted House, it's the second link, Haunted House package, and we want to download this package. So you're going to select it, and then up here to the right you're going to click on the download button, and it will download it into your downloads folder. As you can see right here, it's been downloaded. I'm going to click on the arrow and I'm going to say show in folder. So here it is in the downloads folder, and all I'm going to do is just double click it to open it up. And then it's going to ask you, do you want to import all of these assets? And we're going to say yes, import, and it's going to import everything in here for us to use. Takes a few seconds here. Got lots of different props and things we can use for our house. Okay, so as you can see here in the assets folder, we've got the medieval house folder and we've got a scenes folder. Now the scenes folder, if I click on that, it contains the actual scene of the house. So I'm going to double click to open up the scene into the view here. Expand this a little bit so I can see. Now I'm going to be able to use my mouse to kind of go around. I'm going to scroll in, and now I'm inside the house. So as you can see, it's kind of dark. It's got some windows. It's got nice little structure here. And if I look up here in the hierarchy, I can see that there's a main camera, and I've got this medieval house that has been constructed for us with all of these different parts, doors and windows and a roof and all of that stuff. Now I'm not going to touch this stuff because I don't want to accidentally delete part of the house or move things around. Okay, so the first thing is that we can't really see that well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize that, and if I click on the light right here, I can just deselect that. I can kind of see the house a little bit better. I'm going to now add some light to this house in the form of a candle. Okay, so to do that, first thing we want to do is we want to go to the medieval house folder, and it has some other folders inside it. The first one that I want is the prefabs folder. Now this stands for prefabricated objects that have been created for us. So I'm going to double click on the prefabs folder, And I'm going to select props. In the props folder, you're going to find all of the different objects that you could use to put inside our haunted house. The first object that I want to focus on is the candle. And I want to pull the candle into the house by clicking on it, dragging it, and dropping it into the room. Okay. And there's our candle right there. Now I can move our candle kind of around underneath the floor, on top of the floor. I'm going to move it right there so it's in the middle of the house for now. Okay, so I've got our candle. Now we need to add a light to our candle. And to do that, all we do up here is go to Create in the hierarchy. Go to Create. We're going to go to a light object, and we want to use a point light. So I'm going to click on the point light, and that creates our point light right here. And I'm going to use handles to move it around. I want to try to place the point light on top of the candle. Now, the light itself right now isn't very bright. It's not casting off much light. So with the light selected, with the point light selected here, I can look over here to the right. And let's say it's a white light right now, and I can't really see because I've got this light turned off. I'm going to turn this off. So I turn the light off up here in the view finder there. And now I've got this light that's white that I can kind of drag around, and wherever it kind of goes, it lights up the area. But a candle light is a little bit different than this. It needs to be more yellowish. So I'm going to click on the white over here in the inspector for the point light, and I'm going to select the yellow color, and we're going to make this light kind of a yellow orangish color, make it look more like a candle. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to X out of that. And now I can adjust the intensity if I want to make it a little bit brighter. If I want to adjust the range, the cast of the light, how far it goes from the candle, I can set that to maybe 20. It makes it a little bit brighter. So you can play around with these properties to make the light kind of work how you want it to work. So I've got it right on top of the candle, and it does a good job of casting light around this area. So then the next thing I want to do is I want to pair the light with the candle so that when I move the candle, both the light and the candle move together. So to do that, all I have to do is click and drag the point light on top of the candle, and now you can see that it becomes a child. The point light becomes a child of the candle. The candle is a parent, and we've got the default, which is the actual body of the candle. And here's the properties of the candle. It's got a box collider and stuff. And then I've got this point light here. Now that's the light that I just attached to the candle. So when I click on the candle parent and I move the candle parent around, the light follows it now. So that's pretty handy. So I don't have to move both independent of each other. Now they're both the same. Okay, they're part of each other. So we call these the children of the candle parent. Okay. So the next thing that I want you to do is go ahead and take a look at some of the different props in here. And we're going to we're going to add these props to the room to design our room, our haunted house here, so that we can add these objects, we can move them around to make it look kind of like a haunted house when things start moving by themselves. We'll get that in the script in a few minutes. So I'm going to say, let's put a cauldron in there. Drop it right there. And you can also, I'm going to click back on the light, the candle, and I'm going to move, you can also put the candles other places in the house. I'm going to move it back towards the wall, put it up, I can put it up on top of the, let's see if I get it just right here. Put it up here on top of the beam. You can add more candles if you want, which means that you have to add more point lights to those candles. You can duplicate this candle. Right click, duplicate, and let's call this candle number 2. Enter, and as you can see, this one also has a point light to it, and it's got the same values as the candle 1 up here. I'm going to move candle 2 away, bring it down, bring that candle down here. I can also, let's bring in a table. If we have a table here, a small table. I don't really like that one. Let's try this one. Let's see here. Let's try a desk. Okay, here's our little desk. I can put this candle click on the candle again. That's candle 2. Let's do candle 2 here. Put that candle on top of the desk. Make sure I have it just right on the desk there. Okay, so I've started getting some furniture going here. I can put a rug in. To move this rug up on top of the floor, up below the cauldron. So go ahead and take some time to add the furniture, add the objects to your room to design your haunted house room. Okay, and then the next lesson, what we'll do is we'll go into how to create scripts, the coding that's going to move these objects around and control the lights and so on. Okay, all right.